Okay, this is the big one, the bite of 87. One of the most mysterious events in the entire Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Nobody knows who the victim was or which animatronic did it. Nobody knows. Well, today, I intend to find out. Welcome back to Theory Analysis, everyone. My name is Miner, and welcome back to the Spookyverse. For those of you who are new and don't know what Theory Analysis is a series right here on YouTube where we analyze different theories regarding different media. If you guys have any you want to share with us, go ahead and follow me on Twitter where you guys can leave your suggestions. Today we're going to be talking about some theories regarding one of the most mysterious events in the entirety of the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. This event was known as the Bite of 87. So the Bite of 87 was a mysterious event where a patron got bit down by an animatronic and it removed their frontal lobe. It's pretty morbid, but it's also short, sweet, and to the freaking point. Now, the main issue with this is that we don't know who did it. We don't know who the victim was. But different theories have circulated the internet, and we're going to go through each one, and we're going to determine which one is true. And the answer may shock you. First, let's go through the suspects. The suspects are Freddy, Foxy, Mangle, Withered Foxy, and Golden Freddy. Hey, there's actually one I forgot to mention. Apparently Toy Chica was a candidate at one point because of the line, "Where is my beak?" lodged in your forehead, of course, but that's been disproven, so I don't know why I'm mentioning it now, but I just thought I'd bring it up. And now as for the victims, we have William, Crying Child, Michael Afton, Jeremy Fitzgerald, and the phone guy, because why not? But before we go through each one, let's go through the real science behind the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe, for those of you guys who do not know, is one of the most important parts of the human brain. It helps control your motor skills, your nervous system, and your imagination. Believe it or not, frontal lobe injuries are actually quite common. Like they can happen in, sports, car accidents, and so much more. However, having your entire frontal lobe removed, that's not as common. But if you were to have it removed, it would cause a lot of issues, including, motor skill impairment and nervous system issues. But the ones we're going for today are all psychological. If you got your frontal lobe removed, your whole personality would change. You wouldn't be able to sit still long enough for you to be able to focus on something. You wouldn't have any fears, any anxiety, any caution, no nothing. You wouldn't be able to focus on anything. But something I do want to bring up specifically, which will come into play later, are dreams. Yeah, I think you guys know exactly what I'm hinting at. While people who don't have their frontal lobe can dream, they can't have nightmares. Let me give you guys an example. If you're missing your frontal lobe, you can dream about good things like money, friends, family, all that. But what you can't have is nightmares. You can't dream about monsters or even Freddy Krueger, who literally lives off of nightmares. Here is a real-world example. This right here is Phineas Gage. In September 13th, 1848, Phineas here was just 25 years old. He was a polite, hard-working man who worked on railroads for a living. But then one day he had an accident. He was driving some spikes into the ground when suddenly he accidentally struck some gunpowder, causing one of them to shoot right into his face. Miraculously, he survived this. But something changed. As you can see in this photo right here, it completely destroyed his eye. But it also destroyed that side of his brain too. Let me show you guys this. Pre-pole Phineas versus post-pole Phineas are completely different. Pre-pole Phineas was a nice guy. He was, reliable. Post-pole Phineas was not. He had no more fears. He didn't have any caution at all. No anxiety, no social pressure, no nothing. It was to the point where he was impulsive, rude, and vulgar in public. Okay, now that we got the real-world science behind the frontal lobe and an actual real-world example we can use, let's focus on the suspects. First one is Freddy. Now, a lot of people say that he did it because if you look closely at his model, he actually has a handprint on his eye and his jaw, as well as a pair of heavy teeth. However, I haven't been able to find any evidence against him, so Freddy, we'll give you a pass for now. Up next is my personal favorite example. We got Foxy. And no, I'm not just saying that because Foxy is my boy and I love Foxy. I'm saying this because he has the most evidence against him. He's got the sharpest set of teeth out of the original four, which could easily snap down on a human skull. He also, for some reason, has a broken jaw. This could be chalked up to snapping down on a human skull, which is a hard object because it lacks bone marrow, so it would be too much for his jaw to handle. He also appears to be very withered and in disrepair, and also Pirate's Cove is out of order. A lot like Foxy Colleen from Chuck E. Cheese. They could have done this because of the bite of 87. Another thing, if we watch his running animation from the first game, he appears to snap in thin air right there. This could be the result of sudden movement and would therefore be a malfunction in his design. Lastly, in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, we see that he runs on fuses to operate. It's likely that one of these fuses blew at an inopportune time, causing him to snap down on a human skull. If you ask me, the evidence is there. I'm gonna say Foxy. Next is Mangle. Honestly, same as Foxy. You know, sharp teeth and broken jaw, but honestly, it's mostly the jump scare that makes people really think it's Mangle. And a little spoiler for the upcoming Five Nights at Freddy's original trilogy timeline, Mangle's gonna be the one to cause it. For other timelines, it may be someone else. You never know. But like, let's just watch the jump scare real quick. She starts at the top and then like comes down and just like snaps on your head. Honestly, this could have been what caused it. Not to mention the fact that she has been around since 1987. And a lot like Foxy and Freddy, there's no evidence against it, so plausible. Now up next is Withered Foxy. Honestly, I feel like this one's probably the one I am gonna have to say no to. While he does have sharp teeth and he, you know, was around in 1987, honestly, like, and there's no evidence against it, but like, it just doesn't fit right to me. Maybe it's the fact that he doesn't have a broken jaw. I'm not so sure. Last but not least is Fredbear, or Golden Freddy, whichever one you want to call him. Now this one seems to be the most likely because if we played Five Nights at Freddy's 4, you would know that cutscene where Michael Afton put Crying Child's head into Fredbear's mouth and crunch. Now this could be evidence against you, Fredbear, but I do have some issues. First off, it has been theorized that his jaw is pumping out about 14,000 newtons of force. This is mainly because of the place that he's biting. He's biting on what is referred to as the medulla oblongata, which is the weakest part of the human skull. But even then, you're going to need like the bite of a freaking alligator to do that. Seriously, William. Why? Not to mention the fact that this bite right here actually happened in 1983, not 87. So, Fredbear? No. Up next is the victims. The first one up is William Afton himself. Now, this one I mainly see because people say that it would explain his like insanity and why he does what he does, but there's no real evidence for it, so no. Up next is Michael Afton. Now, this one is actually one that I came up with. Like, I felt like it would explain why he even goes to these places to begin with, but then he has to focus a lot, so no. Up next is the Crying Child. Now, this one is interesting. We actually saw the bite happen, like we said earlier, but he still has to focus a lot in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Plus, it happened in 1983, not 87. So, again, no. Up next is Jeremy Fitzgerald. Now, this one, honestly, I can see why this one would be the case. He was there in 1987, and after Five Nights at Freddy's 2, we never saw him again. That is unless you believe the theory that Bonnie Bro is Jeremy Fitzgerald and we actually end up seeing him in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, but that's a topic for another time. Not to mention that there's no real evidence against it, so I'm going to give this one a plausible. Lastly is the phone guy. Now, this one's interesting because he was there in 1987. We already knew that. And he most likely did have access to the animatronics, and not to mention the fact that the Night 4 phone call could have easily been taken before the bite. And we know this because in the same exact phone call, he says that he pre-recorded them.
I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you when I did.
However, aside from that, there's really no real evidence, but I will give this one a maybe because I kind of like it. Hey, real quick, if you were ever curious on what he was saying in the Night 5 phone call, I kind of ended up reversing it, and you know what? I'll let you guys listen to it. Here it is forward. And here it is backwards. Let us know what you guys think of it. Alright, now with all that in mind, let's come to the final conclusion. Who was the victim and which animatronic did it? If you ask me, I'd say either Foxy or Mangle are tied for it. Like, honestly, I feel like they both have evidence for it, and I wasn't able to find any against it, so yeah. The victim, however, is still a mystery, but I will say Jeremy Fitzgerald is a likely candidate. So, do I believe this theory? Yes, I do. I believe that either Foxy or Mangle caused it, as well as Jeremy being the victim. But I believe that Foxy is more likely because of one crucial reason. In one of the Five Nights at Freddy's books, they confirmed that Foxy was the one who caused the bite at 87. So what I feel like could have happened was that withered Foxy could have snapped down on Jeremy Fitzgerald's head, and that resulted in normal Foxy's broken jaw. But as always, you guys can let me know what you guys think. Woo! That's it, guys. That's where we're going to end it for now. Let us know what you guys think of these theories, and let us know which one you guys personally believe. Like I said, I believe that Foxy was the one who caused it and Jeremy was the victim, but you guys can let us know what you guys think. And if you guys want to, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and also ring the bell to receive notifications so you never miss another upload. Remember, we're trying to hit 5,000 subs soon, so if you could help us out, that'd be great. Make sure you guys tell us what kind of things you want to see on this year's Spookyverse, and if you guys want to watch some more, there should be some videos popping up on your screen, as well as a playlist and a button to subscribe to the channel if you guys want to. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, this is Miner signing off for now. I love every single one of you guys. You guys are awesome, and remember, it's not a habit, it's a lifestyle.